Hi Natalie, Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for GoPro Concrete and Construction in Houston, Texas. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get GoPro Concrete and Construction in front of the people searching for concrete and construction services in the Houston area. Like I said to Felix on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I'm really trying to positively affect as many locally owned and family-owned types of businesses I can this year through my professional skills, but I want to affect as many people as I can. So that's why I started making these free videos. And you are welcome to take this information and, do these things yourself or have someone on your team take care of it. But you can think of this as a business card with oomph in that if you want to work on these things, but you don't want to have to do it yourself, and you want someone to take care of it who knows what they're doing, i.e. me, well, then we can talk about your business goals, and we can talk about how my team operates and whether or not we make a good fit and if a partnership makes sense going forward. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I always look for on a website is a big click to call phone number at the top, and you do have that, but it's not displaying your information. Now, I know that you made this site through Google's Google Sites or whatever, or at least I strongly believe that you did. I'm pretty sure. So you might not have that ability to change that to showing visibly. So it's not a big deal. It's more important that it be a click to call phone number than it actually be visible, I would say. The second thing I'm going to go over is content. So how many words are on the page? Are they relevant to what you do? And I would say that you do have some words here and they do talk about what you do, but I would increase the amount of words you have by quite a bit. The reason for this is that Google loves content. Basically, it thinks if you have lots of words about who you are, what you do, who you do it for, where you do it, how you do it, all those sort of things, that's going to help to show that you are the expert in your field, and that's going to help Google want to show you to the people searching for your services. And then if I right click on an image, I can click Save Image As, and I can see that this image was saved as 2020-08-20. That's not helping. It's a missed opportunity, actually. So what you want to do is you want to save all these images again, but this time you want to save them and re-upload them as key phrases that people are actually typing into Google when they're looking for your services and they're in the Houston area. Now I'm going to show you not only how I find those phrases, how I know people are searching for those each month, but I'm also going to show you a few that I found that you might be interested in using on your site. Okay, so here is the tool I use for my keyword research and for checking out sites. So this is called Ahrefs or Ahrefs. There's a million ways to say it. But what it does is it gives me an in-depth look into how a website is performing. So there are a few important metrics I want you to pay attention to. Your UR score is how trustworthy Google thinks that this exact page is. So in this case, it's your home page. And it doesn't really know what to think of you, to be honest. You have so little content on your site and you have so few backlinks that Google doesn't really know what to do with that information and doesn't trust you very much. And then your DR score is the same thing, but for your entire website as a whole. And again, this is a very low score. What you want to do is increase these numbers by increasing the backlinks from referring domains that you have. A backlink is any link that goes from another website back to your site, and a referring domain is any website that has at least one of those links to your site on it. So you've got one other site on the internet somewhere that's pointing to your site 4 times. Now that's a good start, but you really want to increase this. But be careful as you go out and you get referring domains and ask, hey, can you please put a link on your site to my site? Make sure you're reaching out to sites that are credible, that they have a high DR score, and that they are relevant to you in some way. So whether it's because they're another construction company or maybe they're another business that serves the Houston area, if you can draw a logical conclusion as to how they're related, probably Google can too. It's when you start seeing lots of random or irrelevant or low credibility backlinks that you start looking scammy and spammy, and that's going to be a problem. It's not going to help you seem like the expert in Google's eyes. Okay, so now let's get into keyword research. This is where it's really fun for me. So I put in Houston, and then I also cross-referenced that with construction, concrete, builder, and builders. So I go down here and let's take a look at this first one for really quick, just to see what goes into a good keyword. So there are 4 things that I look for in a keyword, and that's something that you do, somewhere that you do it, high volume, and low KD. So this one here, custom home builder, something that you do, check. Somewhere that you do it, Houston, check. You've got high volume. This is how many people are typing this exact phrase into Google every single month. So this is almost 2,000 people searching for custom home builders in Houston every single month. So that's really exciting. But it's got a pretty high KD. We look for low KD. So KD is on a scale of 0 to 100. How difficult does this tool, Ahrefs, think it would be to get to the first page of Google? It uses all sorts of metrics to figure it out. But a KD of 54 might sound pretty low when it's out of 100. That's a failing grade if you were in a class, right? But we really like to go after like 5 and below. 54 is going to take so much time and effort, and let's face it, money, to get to the first page of Google for that word. Whereas a lower KD like this 3 here, it would take like no time at all. Not no time at all. It's not going to happen overnight. But in comparison, this might take a few months to be getting to the first page of Google, whereas this could take quite a while. So this one's not necessarily a really great one to go after. And then this one's not great either, because even though it's got pretty good volume, 900 people are searching for it, and it's only got a KD of 3, Builders Surplus Houston is like they're looking for a warehouse full of supplies rather than looking for your services. But down here, this is it's kind of a side thing. I don't know if you're like a lot of people that are having trouble finding people to work right now, but you could include a page on your site that talks about Houston construction jobs, because 800 people are searching for that each month. And within, several months, you could be on that first page of Google and getting lots of applications. So that's kind of a side note for you right there. Let's see. Here's a decent one. Best home builders in Houston. It's got a KD of 12 and a volume of 450. The only issue with this particular keyword is that it's more likely that Google's going to be showing some lists of home builders rather than showing the local result itself. But that's still a decent one to go after, because it's not like you definitely won't show up. Google's going to show a little bit of preference toward directories for that keyword, just because it's got that multiplier in there, builders instead of builder. Okay, so one that I really liked is this one here. It's super simple. It's going to be smaller jobs, but it's a really good keyword. So concrete Houston, right? Concrete, when somebody's looking up concrete, they're not going to be looking for a whole home build, so I know it's going to be a lot smaller of a return. But 300 people a month are searching for concrete in Houston. It's got a pretty low KD at 8. And that would be something that you do in some place that you do it. So that's the one I'm going to focus on here, because I think it's going to be a shorter term win, and you can then use that revenue from getting lots of these smaller jobs to really go after those bigger ones like Houston, like these ones up here. So let's check out what happens when we type concrete Houston into Google like 300 people are doing every single month. First comes the map pack. So how you get up into the map pack is with citations. And that's, you're going to want to go make sure that the information on your Google My Business listing is properly added. So you want to make sure that your name, address, and phone number are spelled exactly the way that you like it spelled. Meaning that if you like to spell GoPro Concrete and Construction with an ampersand, you want to make sure that that ampersand is in your Google My Business listings name, right? It may seem like a small difference if you put and instead of the ampersand, but to Google, those are two different things. So you want to make sure that that's spelled correctly and your phone number is just the same as you like to use it and your address is spelled correctly and everything, because then you're going to take that information and plaster it all over different directories like Yelp, Yext, CityStar, White Pages, Yellow Pages. There are literally thousands of places that you can add your information as a citation, and that's going to help to prove to Google that you really do serve that area, and that's going to help increase your credibility and push you up into the maps, higher up into the results. And if you end up in the top 3, you'll end up here. Now this one right here is an ad. Most people notice that and they don't click on it, but they have their time and their place. If you're willing to pay for it, then it's decent to go after the ads. Okay, but none of that is as exciting as showing up here in the #1 search, organic search result. This result, as far as I know, it gets about 30% of all of the clicks onto this page. So out of those 300 people, you're going to be getting about 90 people coming to this site every month just from this one keyword. So we want to compare you to them and basically go, you know, why is it that this web page is showing up in that first result when we're not? What is it that we can do that's like what they're doing so that we show up on that first page as well? But then what can we do that's better than what they're doing so we show up ahead of them? So first of all, the content on their page. How many words do they have? Are they relevant? They have a little bit of words and they're relevant enough, but it's not going to be hard to outdo them when it comes to the amount of words they have on their page. And then if I right click on this image and click Save Image As, I can see whether they're taking advantage of their images properly, and they are not. So there's another way we can get ahead. And then if I put them into Ahrefs, I can see that they've been putting a lot of effort into being shown on their home page here with a UR of 20, but they've been putting no effort into their other pages, which is causing an imbalance, and that's going to cause Google to see them and go, wait a minute, are they just being scammy? Are they trying to get everybody to go to their home page, but the rest of their pages are just like, are nothing? And oh, just one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, this is causing Google basically not to trust them very much overall, and it's basically a weakness that if we can get our UR score up and then also our DR score up higher than theirs, we're going to be able to beat them out pretty easily. Okie dokie. Well, that is the end of my presentation. I really appreciate you taking this, 14 minutes out of your day and taking a look at this. I hope that it helps you in some way. I hope that it helps GoPro Concrete and Construction to grow. And if you're interested in working with me, or if you have any questions for me and feedback for me, I would really love to hear from you. You can call me at this number, or you can call me at my cell phone. Or better yet, you can even email me. And I really look forward to your feedback, and I'll be following up to see what you thought. Thank you so much. Bye.